Welcome to the World United. Today's topic of our series of the Soulfulness meditation is about the three most important attributes of self-cultivation. These three attributes are very important because they are the most important part of going within. Meditation methods are so many. This is not about the method here. The emphasis is going to be the principles of practice. Unless the principles of the practice are understood, it is very difficult to actually understand the meditative state of consciousness. The first and foremost principle or attribute to be self-cultivated is inner ease. Inner ease. The greatest teachers of inner ease are the children. The greatest masters of the inner ease is all the children of the world. Each one of you has been a master of inner ease when you were a child. Slowly, what happened? The child has been killed inside, unfortunately. The child has been assassinated by our own self, precipitated by the environmental factors of our own parents, peers, the environment, etc. Child is a hallmark of, or a symbol of, a reflection of highest level of curiosity and enthusiasm. A child learns 95% of a lifetime's knowledge in the first 7 years of life. If a person is supposed to live for 100 years, say, the rest of the 93 years, he is going to learn only 5%. What's happening? First 7%, he is able to learn 95% of the knowledge of lifetime. That means the grasping capacity, the understanding capacity of a child is tremendously high because of one important factor that is called as inner ease. He is easy with himself. He has not acquired the ego. He has not identified himself with the thoughts. He has not identified himself with the school or the society. He is identified exclusively to his own consciousness. When a person is identified or vibrates from one's consciousness, the inner ease automatically comes, and vice versa. And the other important group of masters who are ready to teach us the inner ease is the animals, all animals. You watch the eyes of the animal, any animal, a bird, or a fish, or any creature, their eyes are very peaceful, relaxed. You watch the eyes or gaze of a child, it is always peaceful, innocent, absorbing, highly scanning mode. His eyes are in a highly scanning mode. He scans everything with great ease. His intuitive power is tremendously high. All these things because his body is totally relaxed, elastic, and mind is not yet developed. It doesn't know what is meant by conflict of thoughts because he is never opinionated. He is never judgmental. As the child grows in age, he becomes increasingly judgmental, increasingly opinionated. Increasingly, he forms his own likes and dislikes. Increasingly, he develops his own passions. So many factors come into play to make something called as the mind, to create an entity which was never existing for a child. For a child of 7 years, there was no mind at all. He was only a combination of body and soul. Mind is something which starts emerging only after the age of 7, approximately. Between 7 to 14 years, the mind slowly takes over and it clashes with the feelings which starts emerging from 14th year onwards. So 14 to 21, he is an embodiment of conflict between thoughts and feelings. And he who wants to become wise need to understand and balance the head and heart, balance this ongoing onslaught between the thoughts and the feelings. So if he can balance all these things, he becomes more and more wise. There comes the element of inner ease. The forgotten element of inner ease has to be reactivated now. Inner ease means identifying with one's own mind space. As long as we identify with the thoughts and its patterns, conflicts do arise, conflicts do sustain. But if we shift the identity from mind to mind space, thoughts to the space in between the thoughts, what happens is we identify with the silence inside. We identify with the thoughtless stage inside. We identify with the complete eternal stillness that is already within us as a part of our consciousness, as a part of our own psycho-emotional configuration. So if you identify with this silence which is emerging from the core, this element of inner ease slowly gets activated and it becomes our memory. It becomes part of our memory. So inner ease has to become a part of our psycho-emotional memory. That is very, very important. The second element is letting go. Letting go means what? You don't let go of your habits, you don't let go of anything. But when you keep on watching your own thoughts and its programs and its patterns, what happens is you slowly start understanding the uselessness of having so many types of diverse thoughts and the way they were patternized, the way they entered the neural pathways of thinking. So letting go means to be ready to eliminate, to drop. How do you drop a thought? It is not possible just, I should not think of a red dot in my mind. If you put a thought inside yourself, what happens? You keep on thinking about red dot. You're right, right? So consciously remembering things and consciously forgetting things, both are same. So meditation basically means the conscious way of forgetting things. The conscious way of forgetting things is called as letting go. Once upon a time, when Bruce Lee was practicing martial arts on the beaches of America, he was only a man of short height, and the people who were practicing martial arts and physical exercise were tall, 6 feet and above. And they used to make fun of Bruce Lee, who was using his punches and kicks for his practices. And after all the exercises, he used to sit quiet, body stiff, straight, and he used to stay calm. So people used to ask him, "What were you doing?" Bruce Lee used to say, "I'm forgetting." See, can forgetting be practiced? How is it possible? So, with every exhalation of the breath, we can consciously discard a particular thought, consciously discard a particular pattern. That is possible. This is called as letting go. Letting go is something to be practiced. It doesn't come just like that. The way inner ease has to be practiced by way of spending children with children, by way of observing them, observing the animals. Letting go is something which you have to master by way of applying your silence to existing thoughts and patterns which need to be eliminated. You consciously exhale the thoughts and its patterns into your hara, the hiranyagarbha, the center of your soul, the center of your being. So when you can exhale all these thoughts and patterns, the letting go phenomena becomes more understandable. So the third most important element is staying centered. During meditation, automatically we understand the value and meaning of staying centered, staying grounded. So when you identify yourself with your consciousness, what happens is the very watchfulness, the very observation finds its source, finds its center, the center of your being. And the practice, the third important attribute of self cultivation is to stay centered even during the non-meditative state of activities, like your routine office work, like your routine family work, like your routine whatever works that you are into, the social reality. Everything will be done from the centered state of consciousness. When you do any work or activity from the centered state of consciousness, the very activity turns into a practice of meditation. The very work turns into a session of meditation. So that is the meaning of staying centered. And that means the practice of meditation or the practice of spirituality can never be confined to 1 hour of the day or weekend of the month or the last month of the year or your birthday time. It is not a resolution that we take normally in these times. It is a lifetime work. It is a 24 into 7 work. Even the sleep can be turned or transformed into a type of meditative practice. So to keep oneself on the path of 24 into 7 practice is called as the practice of this, the principle of staying centered. So there are three attributes which need to be cultivated. One is the inner ease, the second is letting go, the third is staying centered. And now, dear friends, let us spend time for meditation. Spending time for meditation means spending time for oneself, squeezing some time of our very, very busy schedules to be with oneself, to be with our real self. So kindly close your eyes, drop your shoulders, keep your hands like this, two thumbs getting approximated, and a vowel between the thumb and the hand. Keep it in your lap. Relax your body. If you are sitting on a chair or sofa, keep your feet as wide as your shoulders, and just be watchful of your breath. With every inhalation, the abdomen raises, and with every exhalation, the abdomen goes within. The rise and fall of abdomen with every inhalation and exhalation is very important. The nose and navel need to be in one straight line. Close your eyes, keep your body straight, relax your body. Observe the rise and fall of abdomen with every inhalation and exhalation. Exhalation is more important. During exhalation, add the element of letting go. You let go of your head, you let go of your heart. You let go of all the thoughts and its patterns, you let go of all the feelings and its baggages into the hara. The hara or Hiranyagarbha is 2 inches below the navel and 2 inches within. Hara is like a black hole. It absorbs all the patterns, thoughts that you exhale, eliminate. With every exhalation, the head becomes more lighter, the heart becomes more lighter, and you feel more and more grounded. The flow of breath should be like flow of oil, without any jerks, without any gaps, without any pauses. It has to be smooth. The terminal point of exhalation is most vital. You sink into the hara. You sink into the seat of the soul. You sink into the soulful consciousness, which is otherwise called as nirvana. A satori opens with every terminal point of exhalation, the point where exhalation transforms into inhalation. That twilight zone is the most crucial, most vital moment of entire cycle of breath. The body has to be relaxed and the breath should flow like an oil. With increasing watchfulness, we feel that energy is coming and energy is going with every inhalation and exhalation. Instead of the feeling of air, we feel the flow of energy. Add an element of letting go in every exhalation. Slowly, the feeling of energy transforms into feeling of consciousness. It is the incoming and outgoing consciousness, flow of consciousness with every inhalation and exhalation. Slowly, the consciousness finds its center, that is the lower belly. The mastery of breath is that when, with every inhalation, exhalation, only abdomen moves. When the breath happens in abdomen, that is the master of breath, 24 into 7. The way a child breathes, the way an animal breathes, the way every yogi breathes. As I told, meditation cannot be called as a practice. Meditation cannot be called as an exercise. Meditation should always be taken up with great level of passionate curiosity. The absence of curiosity is equal to absence of meditation. The curiosity of a child, the curiosity of any animal is what is required to really understand the state of consciousness called as meditation. Meditation cannot be done. Meditation has to happen with elements of inner ease, letting go, and staying centered. These are the three most important attributes one has to self-cultivate to understand the meditative state of consciousness, which comes with certain method, which comes with certain time. Every moment of life has to be exploited and transformed to understand centeredness, to understand meditative state of consciousness every moment. All the wakeful moments need to be transformed into meditative moments. All the moments of sleep, all the moments of dream also need to get transformed into meditative state of consciousness. This is possible when you can take up the sittings of meditation for at least 5 minutes each time, like that 3 to 5 times a day. During the times before religions arrived on this planet and dharma prevailed all over the world, all the entire mankind used to get into the 3 times practice that we call in India Trikala Sandhya. Dawn, dusk, and peak noon. Prata Sandhya, Madhyamika Sandhya, and Sayam Sandhya. These are 3 times which are the natural timings for meditation. So as per your convenience, please take up at least for 5 minutes, 3 to 5 times a day. One sitting can be a little longer. Slowly, over a period of time, you will understand the frequency of meditation, the energy of meditation, which is altogether a different state of consciousness, which is normally impossible to understand from wakeful mind, impossible to understand from a sleepy mind, impossible to understand from a dreamy mind. It is altogether a different state of subtle consciousness, which comes with the element of inner ease, letting go, and staying centered. One sitting in a day can be a little longer, maybe 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes or more, as long as you enjoy. Remember, meditation can never be called as a doing. It is not an act of doing. It is a state of consciousness, which is a happening, which is a phenomena, which is a blossoming, which is an awakening. Keep your mind side on the lower belly with every inhalation and exhalation. The abdomen rises and falls. smoothly like a flow of oil. Keep your mind's eye on the lower belly, viscerally, internally, and slowly open your eyes. But the mind's eye should be internalized. The mind's eye should always be internalized. When the mind's eye is completely centered at the center of one's being, is called as the awakened. Thank you very much.